Shenzhen Yugay, Autonomous Region, Xi'an City, Wanda Plaza, Urban Complex Base 3 and subsequent plots. Project has withheld the wages of workers. Workers went to the sales office to demand their salaries. Jingshuan County, Gansu Province, the construction project of the People's Court Trial Courtroom has withheld the wages of workers. Workers collectively sought payment. Hanzhong City, Shaanxi Province, the construction project of Xi'an High-Tech No 1 Middle School in Hanchong Aviation Smart New City has withheld the wages of workers. Workers petitioned to demand their salaries. Baiyashan City, Yunnan Province, Longyang District's 14th Five-Year Plan Rural Road Construction Project, Phase 1 has withheld the wages of workers. Workers went to the project manager's office to demand their salaries. Shenyai District, Beijing, the Beijing Manor Project, has withheld the wages of workers. Workers are demanding their salaries. Linia City, Shandong Province, Shandong First Construction Engineering Limited Company has withheld the wages of workers. Workers went to the company and displayed banners to demand their salaries. Kayang District, Beijing, the Lido Yuet Fu Project has withheld the wages of workers. Workers displayed banners to demand their salaries. Yanggu County, Shandong Province, Yanggu Xingtai Pipeline Natural Gas Limited Company has withheld the wages of workers. Workers collectively went to the company and displayed banners to demand their salaries. Recently, according to unreliable sources, Foxconn is rumored to undergo a significant layoff. Since October 2020, Foxconn's Zhengzhou factory has already cut over 60,000 contract employees, making this move the most severe blow to the entire industry in a decade. A leaked internal memo from Foxconn revealed plans to cut spending by 20 billion RMB in 2024. The mainland iPhone business will reduce its capacity by 6 billion and plans to lay off around 80% of non-technical staff. Some medicines found that Foxconn has not posted any recruitment information on its official public account since November 2023. However, on Foxconn's official recruitment page, various engineering positions are still open. In response to recent layoffs, Foxconn stated that it is a routine action to adjust the number of employees in different parks to meet the global layout and customer business development needs. The layoffs at Foxconn will affect hundreds of companies within the Foxconn group. The situation is not limited to Foxconn alone. Due to sluggish iPhone sales in mainland China, Foxconn reported a revenue of 619.3 billion yuan in December 2023, an 8.3% decrease, the first monthly decline since February last year. Apple has also reduced recruitment in some departments and lowered its holiday season revenue forecast from $89 to $93 billion to $84 billion due to lower than expected iPhone sales, marking Apple's first sales forecast cut in nearly 2 decades. As the economy in mainland China declines and unfavorable industry factors affect iPhone sales, there has been a general downgrade in consumption by the middle class, impacting industrial production on the mainland. Regarding businesses, many are struggling due to a lack of customers, and the impact of online shopping on physical stores is noticeable. The decline in consumer spending and changes in purchasing behavior have affected various industries. In addition to Foxconn, another company, Xi'an, has gained attention as news circulated about employees being forced to take a 6-month leave. Some Xi'an technical staff have allegedly been placed on mandatory leave. There have been reports of employees gathering outside Xi'an's factory gates, stating that they have received unilateral notices of leave from the company. The leave is expected to last from January 16, 2024 to July 15, 2024, affecting approximately 100 employees across multiple departments. Xi'an has not officially announced any notice about employee leave, and there have been rumors about factory closures. It's crucial to approach such information with rationality, considering the complexities and uncertainties involved. These developments indicate challenges in economic shifts in the manufacturing and technology sectors in China. It's recommended to follow reputable news sources for the latest updates and official statements from the companies involved. Soaring unpaid wages and bankruptcies fueling legal profession in mainland China. Tough times ahead in 2024. As the mainland Chinese economy experiences a downturn, A surge in reports on unpaid wages, unemployment, and bankruptcies is being observed. Economic disputes are on the rise, contributing to a booming legal industry. Simultaneously, due to the high cost associated with resorting to legal channels in mainland China, incidents of grassroots rights protection through online public opinion continue to increase. These trends highlight the challenging living conditions for the Chinese people amid economic decline, indicating tough times in 2024. Booming legal business signals economic downturn. Ms. Lai, who works in the legal profession in Nanjing, shared with Epoch Times that over the past 2 years, conflicts and disputes in the economic sector have increased, leading to a significant upswing in legal industry activity. The number of lawyers has undoubtedly increased. China has added many lawyers over these 2 years, and our numbers have multiplied several times. With the growing number of economic disputes, litigation cases are also increasing in the short term. However, in the long run, no industry can maintain prolonged prosperity when the overall environment is not improving, she said. According to a report from the High People's Court of Jiangsu Province, the number of first-instance judgments on commercial cases in Jiangsu increased from 147,000 in 2021 to 753,000 in 2022, a five-fold increase. The Economic Observer reported in August 2023 that in recent years, apart from law firms, few industries have contributed as significantly to the market's new demand. A Beijing lawyer mentioned that although the business of mergers, acquisitions, and listings has decreased, the volume of bankruptcy liquidation has at least doubled compared to previous years. Another lawyer from a local law firm in Shanghai stated, labor disputes have increased since the second half of 2022, and bankruptcy cases have been on the rise this year. According to China Dissent Monitor, a Washington-based non-governmental organization monitoring protests in China, economic protest activities on the mainland reached a new high in 2023. From December 2022 to February 2023, there were 370 labor protests, more than twice the number in the previous 3 months. From April to June 2023, there were 535 protests, with labor 59%. And housing 22% being the main areas of concern. In August and September, there were 461 protests related to economic dissatisfaction, 1.5 times the recorded number for the same period in 2022, with almost 3/4 of them being labor protests, reflecting a continuous increase in worker protest activities. Economic difficulties reflected in legal trends. Former chief compliance officer of a mainland asset management company, lawyer Liang Shihua, expressed that under normal economic circumstances, there should be an increasing trend in the number of lawyers. In times of economic improvement, many industries would employ more legal professionals, mostly for preventive measures, training, contract management, and system design, with litigation being only a small part. If the entire economy is not doing well, the industry will cut personnel across the board, including finance administration and legal staff. Now, the legal industry is hotter than in previous years, perhaps because many law graduates can't find other jobs. They could go to public security, prosecution, and big companies to work in legal affairs. With fewer opportunities in these areas, the last resort is inevitably becoming a lawyer. Liang Shihua stated that the entry threshold for becoming a lawyer in China is not as high as in Western countries. In the United States, the starting point for lawyers is very high. After completing undergraduate studies, one has to pass the law school exam and finish a law doctorate to become a lawyer. In China, law schools start from high school, and after completing high school, one can enter law school and then become a lawyer. Ms. Li added that economic instability over the past 2 years has affected various industries. Now, there is indeed more consulting on layoffs than before, but in terms of bankruptcy numbers, we can't see it. China avoids talking about bankruptcy. Economic downturn and impact on small businesses. Under 3 years of epidemic control measures, a wave of closures has hit China's small and medium-sized enterprises. Reports indicate that in 2020, 460,000 companies closed, leaving 780 million people in debt. In the first 11 months of 2021, about 437 million small and medium-sized enterprises permanently closed. In 2022, there were large-scale layoffs in internet technology companies. Following the pandemic, China's economy did not show the expected improvement, according to information from Xi'an, a business data provider. Nearly 7,000 rural homestays closed in the first 11 months of 2023. Private enterprises provide 80% of employment opportunities in China, reflecting a decline in the vitality of the Chinese economy. Lawyer Wang in Beijing expressed it's related to the 3 years of control. Many normal economic activities have been interrupted, leading to economic problems, fund chain ruptures, and economic conflicts. More lawyers indicate a growing demand for legal services in society. Many around me have been affected by the economic downturn. Lawyer Xi'an in Guangdong told Epoch Times, "It's not that the increase in disputes is due to economic downturn. Rather, the number of people taking the bar exam is rising rapidly. This indicates that other industries are difficult to find employment in, and everyone is coming here because, like takeaway and ride-hailing, lawyers rely solely on themselves. Moreover, the legal industry is fierce, with fees and unit prices much lower than before." Rise in rights protection activities on the internet. On social media, there are frequent reports of wage claims, property handovers, and protests against layoffs. The Hong Kong-based non-governmental organization China Labor Bulletin collected data from social media, revealing that from July 1, 2023 to January 22, 2024, there were a total of 1,199 incidents of employees or migrant workers protesting wage arrears, mainly in the construction and manufacturing industries. During the same period, CLB also recorded 1,011 incidents of employees or migrant workers seeking help, with the main reason being unpaid wages, primarily in the construction and manufacturing sectors. Analysts believe that the reason many workers or migrant workers choose protests over legal action in cases of layoffs or unpaid wages is due to the Chinese Communist Party's government's failure to fulfill its responsibilities. Dong Baohua, a professor at East China Normal University Law School, stated in an interview with Economic Observer Net that when faced with labor disputes, people choose to protect their rights through online public opinion instead of legal channels due to cost considerations. The cost of personal legal rights protection is relatively high, with little obvious benefit. Under China's one trial, two appeals system, the process for individuals in labor disputes is even more time-consuming than general civil dispute resolution. In contrast, online public opinion rights protection has lower costs and sometimes achieves more noticeable results. Regarding the reluctance of involuntarily unemployed individuals to receive government unemployment benefits, Dong Baohua explained that unemployment benefits are usually 70% of the local minimum wage, with a low amount and cumbersome procedures. Individuals may not care much about unemployment benefits, focusing more on the higher economic compensation from the company or even double economic compensation. Dong Baohua said that during the 2008-2009 financial crisis, the U.S. government spent heavily on unemployment benefits, with about 2.6 million people claiming benefits in 2009. In contrast, in 2008 and 2009, the number of people claiming unemployment benefits in China dropped by 8.7% and 10% year-on-year. In terms of dealing with economic crises, China's unemployment insurance has not played a role at all, he said. Yanning, a human rights lawyer in Washington, D.C., expressed to Epoch Times that China's judicial system is particularly dark. People feel they have no way to sue, and they may not afford the high litigation fees. The legal fees do not only refer to the regular fees and filing fees charged by the court, but mainly the lawyer fees. Ordinary workers do not have specialized legal knowledge to go to court. If they want to hire a lawyer, they simply cannot afford it. So people in China understand very well. They would rather choose public opinion. These dark forces in China are relatively afraid of public opinion. If the dark secrets are exposed, they will face investigations from above and even reveal some major problems. Yanning said, some of the labor rights protection laws enacted by China are increasingly inclined to protect employers rather than workers. Even if the legal procedures in China appear equal, there is no equal right in practice, not to mention that China's laws themselves are unequal. Tough times ahead in 2024. In recent years, almost all sectors of society have been scrutinized by the authorities, from the catering and tourism industry during the epidemic control period to real estate, finance, internet technology, education and training, healthcare, gaming industry, etc. This has led to pay cuts, layoffs, unemployment, and bankruptcies in various industries. Mr. Q in Guangxi had a restaurant before the epidemic, which closed during the 3 years. Surviving has become challenging for him. Now there are street vendors everywhere, selling snacks, barbecue, fruits, and vegetables. When the urban management comes, all these mobile vendors move away. Living like this every month is exhausting. Mr. Q told Epoch Times that the house he now lives in is the only one his family owns. Unable to repay the loan, it was repossessed by the bank and turned into a foreclosed property. The house has been sealed and all bank cards have been frozen. He sees this as a popular uprising against the authorities. Now the house prices have dropped significantly. The foreclosure has been discounted twice, and it can't be sold even at 80% off each time. Now, with legal fees, arbitration, execution, breach of contract, and other costs, totaling more than 70,000 yuan, I owe more than 162,000 yuan. It has now become more than 220,000 yuan. Mr. Q, I consulted 2 lawyers. One said that the house prices have dropped significantly and cannot be auctioned off, while the other lawyer said they don't care about the lives of ordinary people, auctioning it cheaply and still owing money to the bank. In 2024, major real estate companies such as Evergrande and Country Garden are constantly facing debt crises, and China's asset management giant Zhangji Group has gone bankrupt. The collapse of the middle class, whose wealth is tied to real estate and investments, is evident. The departure of foreign companies has also left many people over 40 unemployed. Commenting on the situation, netizens remarked that those with assets above 2 million yuan are being harvested by trust, those with wealth above 200,000 yuan by financial management, those with stocks above 20,000 yuan by stocks, those with funds above 2,000 yuan by funds, and those with lottery winnings above 2 yuan by lotteries. Zapli said, I feel that most people around me are preparing for tough times. Now it's indeed very practical. Everyone is not willing to spend easily. Among the people around me, the feeling is that 2023 is at least slightly better than 2022, the epidemic control period. But now everyone is prepared, and 2024 will be tough.